Right, everybody. Good morning from the great state of Arizona, or wherever you guys are at and are watching this. So, guys, I am Ashley K. Butler. Please do not forget my K, and I am bringing to you this week's BYOB insights. Again, my friends, no, we are not talking about alcohol. It is dry January. I need you guys to get it together if you have not gotten it together already. Okay, we're talking about this bad boy right here, Becoming Your Own Banker by Bless the Soul, R. Nelson Nash. Okay, so. This week, we're talking about the most profitable thing that you can do over a lifetime. And so, if you guys have the paperback version, like how I do right here, I'm really talking about page 18 in Nelson's book. Okay. And so, what I'm talking about here is the unique message of what the infinite banking concept is really all about. Okay. And by that, I mean, what Nelson was talking about here is controlling, okay, controlling the environment, okay, and he was talking about the financial environment. And so, true enough, we cannot control all of the external things that are out there. We cannot control gas prices, food prices, home prices, whatever. We can't control any of that stuff that's going on. However, what we can control is the financial equation as it relates to us specifically. And what Nelson was talking about was more so the banking equation. Okay, so if you guys do have the book here, on page 12, Nelson also talks about really only two things when it comes to financing. Okay, so when it comes to financing, so you either borrow and pay interest on something that you need or want or whatever the case may be, or you either use your own money and give up interest that you could have otherwise earned. So what do I mean by that? So guys, I want to share my screen here so that you guys have a visual of what it is that Nelson was really trying to get at here. Okay, and so what it is that I have right here is the buying, spending, and investing pattern of most Americans or most people just in general. Okay, and so what it is that I'm talking about here is there's really only two kinds of people. So there's three, but I want to share with you the two that we all know. So obviously there's a debtor right here. This is the person who I say they are doomed to financial slavery if they do not change their habits and their choices. Okay, so this is the person that always finds himself getting into debt. So whether it's credit cards, loans, whatever the case may be, end up paying it off. So getting back up to zero, but then getting back down into debt again, back up and back up to zero. Okay. And back in it again. So really keeping the cycle going. Then there's the second person. There's the saver. So this is for the people who they say, all I do is pay cash for everything. I don't do no debt. I don't do no credit card. I don't even own anything. And I used to be this person right here. So I actually didn't even own a credit card until probably about 3 or 4 years ago and everything. So because I didn't really understand how the whole leveraging process works until I understood again, no, there's still more to the story here in terms of leverage. Okay. So this is the person who always pays cash for everything. But here's the thing, just like the debtor, they always find themselves back down to zero. They end up saving up all this cash, back down to zero, saving up all this cash and back down to zero. Now, the question is, okay, just like Nelson said it in the book on page 12, again, you either borrow money and pay interest, or you either use your own money and give up interest you could have earned. How do we take advantage of this? Because we're going to have to finance things in our life, okay? How do we take advantage of this? Well, like I said, there's that third person. There is the wealth creator. They're the person who believes in leverage, but believes in using it to their advantage to be able to stop to stop, stopping the compounding process from going just like how the saver and the debtor are doing here. They know how to continue that cycle. Now, how do they do that? So let's take a look at the typical banking system as we know it. Okay, so how this whole thing does not start without the saver. Without the saver, there is no bank. There is no banking system. There is no infinite banking. There is no nothing. Okay. So the saver, this comes into the equation. So the saver, just like most of us, we get our paycheck and then where do we put it? Into the bank. So without this person, this does not exist. Okay. So to go further, the bank ends up loaning out what the saver put into it. Okay. So without this function, again, without this person, none of this is happening without this person. So the bank ends up taking the money that we put into it, and then they end up loaning it out to us, to other people, whatever the case may be. So whether that's for credit cards, auto loans, home loans, education, whatever the case may be, real estate investment properties, whatever it is that you're doing or whatever it is that you're into, okay? And the bank, they end up earning the interest on that. So they end up earning all of this money, all of these dollar bills right here. And what do they end up paying us? Yes, friends, pennies on the dollar, okay? Pennies. All right. So what it is that we're doing is so like I said, we can't control all of that happens out there. We can't control this. However, what we can control is us being able to create our own banking system. And so not the banking system like how we know it, but creating it in a different way, just like how Nelson talks about here into the book. And so what I would say, guys, if you guys do not have the book, I definitely don't recommend getting into infinite banking unless you have the book. And so even to work with us as practitioners, if you have not read the book or listened to it on Audible or read it in Spanish, whatever you have going on, I definitely do not recommend getting into this process until you understand what this is and how it works and what's really happening with our dollars. Okay. So just like how I showed you guys in the typical banking system, I want to share with you guys again, the saver. Okay. This person right here, the earnings, there is no bank that can exist without this. Okay. So as pretty much as one of my teammates says, it's like a jukebox. It needs money to play. If you are not saving your money, like I said, if you are that constant debtor, or if you're that person that's always finding yourself back to zero, this will not work for you. Okay. So again, it starts with our earnings. Then it starts with partnering with a specific kind of insurance company to be able to draft a specially designed contract that will help you to be able to do this. From there, we flow our dollars there into our banking system. This is where that comes in. So a lot of people, they get infinite banking confused because they think this is the banking system. It is not. It is a part of it to flow it through to our banking system. And then from there, we pretty much flow our dollars from our banking system into what it is that we need to do. So that's whether it's for your own business, your company, your investments, other opportunities that come up, vacation homes, things for your family, also cars, education, or any other improvements that you want to make. And then again, being able to take advantage of all three functions, okay? Being able to still be the saver. Now you are the banker, and now you're also the borrower. Like I said, being able to be that true wealth creator. So guys, that's all I have for you for this week. I will be coming at you with some more BYOB insights. Again, like I said, if you do not have the book, definitely recommend getting that or listening to it on Audible or reading it in Spanish, whatever you guys have going on there. And it'll be good for you guys to help you be able to follow along to help you out through this process. So that's all I got. Ashley B is out. Y'all have a great day and have a great week. I'll talk to you next week.